Yes. Yes, when we do it.
How are you?
Good. Rose, how are you?
I'm very well.
Hi all. Hello. Hello. Hi. Okay, good afternoon everyone. We'll do it 3 parts today, and we're going to start with Carvey from Sky Sports News.
Perhaps first of all, just some team news regarding Sammy, Ruben, and Pulisic. Is there any update on those 3?
Yeah, Christian trained with the under-23s today, which is hopefully a short period to factor him back into our training, so won't be fit. Ruben won't be fit for this game. He's getting closer and training a lot, and just needs more match fitness to be in consideration, but great to have him nearly back. And Tammy is still feeling the effects, to be honest. We've had to take him out of training a couple of days this week, train today, so we're hopeful, but again to be assessed over the weekend.
I asked you a few questions about Hakim Ziyech earlier this morning, so I won't ask too many more. But just what can Chelsea fans look forward to seeing when he plays for the club next season?
Well, I think quality in what he's got in terms of the ability to make assists and score goals. I've spoken a lot this season about games where we maybe have had a lot of the ball but haven't had that final bit, and I think hopefully he's a player next season that can bring us with the quality he has with his crossing, passing, like final pass, and shooting and scoring. So yeah, he'll have to obviously fit into the way we want to work here. We want to work off the ball and the energy we want in our team, as everybody does. But the quality he's got hopefully will be there for the fans to see.
And was his performance in the 4-4 draw at Stamford Bridge, was it that night that you decided we need to sign this guy? Or have you been
No.
watching him for a long time?
Not quite. I've been watching him a lot, and I referenced you earlier about the Champions League run they had last year. I was particularly impressed when I saw him play against Tottenham at Wembley in that game, and I followed him pretty closely since. And since then, I've done I've watched him a lot and know about him, because it's important that we're bringing good people that want to go the way we're going or trying to go. And so yeah, he ticks lots of boxes. I'm delighted that we're in a position where we can say he'll be our player next season.
And what's the situation regarding Kepa for Monday night's game? Obviously, he didn't start the last game. Have you spoken to him? What's his reaction been?
The reaction has been good, as I'd expect. Training hard, head down. I haven't had lots of conversations with him this week, and it'll be a decision for me to make.
Is it more difficult to leave him out because he's the most expensive goalkeeper in the world, or does that not come into your thinking at all?
If it did, then I'd have to pick the whole team on how much they cost, and it can't be that way. I think all the players know that. I think it doesn't matter how you came to the club, what age you are, what part of your career you're at. I have to have that competition within the squad. So I don't take it. I'm not stupid. I know that it's there, but I don't take it into account. I'm sure the players wouldn't expect me to. It's all about how you train every day and how you play on match day.
And have you decided if he's going to start on Monday night, or is it going to depend on?
I've decided.
Is he going to start?
You'll find out.
John?
Do you think by leaving him out it's giving him a bit of a wake-up call, a bit of a jolt? He's not wrong.
I wouldn't say that. I wasn't looking for that necessarily. I think I spoke around the Leicester game and said that I have to pick the team as I see it on form in every position. So it was just a selection on that day. Now I know with goalkeepers there's a bit more to it than that. We know that it's a slightly different role to everybody else. But yeah, I want everybody's reaction all the time to be spot on. And he came out the team. I know what that means. I know how that will feel for him. Every player has it. Every player, maybe Messi's the only one who doesn't, or Ronaldo, I don't know, but the rest of us do. And I had it in my career many a time, and it's part and parcel of being a footballer, and you have to show character in those little moments. And yeah, I'm been pleased with the reaction.
And is he the kind of character where you have to sit him down and tell him exactly that, just to keep him happy?
I deal with the players as it feels right at the time. I try and be open and straight with them. I think they respect that. I certainly did as a player, so I had those conversations with all the players.
You've had the winter break. Have you seen a difference at all in the players since they've come back? Did they need a bit of a break?
Like a bit of tan, like a few tan faces in that. No, I think I haven't actually seen a really visible difference, but I think it's a good thing, and I think it was good for them to physically and mentally rest, get away from each other, spend some time with their families in whatever way they saw fit, and myself and the staff included, and then they've come back looking fresh. So, but everyone's had the same break, or we're getting the same break pretty much. So give or take a day or two.
Did you need the break personally? Because January was, I mean, you seemed a bit frustrated towards the end of it with the transfer market and what happened.
The only thing that frustrates me is that I want to be as successful as I can at this club, day to day. So I think there will be always moments in the season where you're like that. I wouldn't say I needed the break. I sometimes want a break, and when I have a break, I want to get back to work. You know, it can go like that. I do love what I'm doing. So, looking back, I enjoyed having a bit of time away. Actually, a fresh feel and a think about things, and a small reboot probably for everybody.
And Man United, I know last time you said you were quite impressed with some of the players they brought in, and maybe they've got a bit of an advantage over you. So we expect a different Man United now for the final stretch, do you think?
I don't know. They're a good team anyway. I think they've added, obviously, in a couple of positions now in the window, but I think they're a good team anyway, and always going to be a threat for top four, of course, with the players they have in their squad. So I don't know what to expect. None of us do, but I do expect a tough game for us on Monday, and of course it's a direct rival. They're not far behind us on points, so we need to take that into account.
And if you can beat them, it'll be a 9-point gap, which would be quite significant with 12 games to go.
Yeah, it would be, but with football, we know that those gaps can chop and change very quickly. A good run of form, a good period of wins can change the outlook of it. But we're aware of the points, and we know that Manchester United and Tottenham coming up are huge games for us.
Moose.
Ziyech's arrival, does that mean Pedro are winning and leaving?
Get to the point then, yeah.
Right.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Those conversations are ongoing with both players. And I think we've brought in a quality player who can play in various positions, so it certainly doesn't have a one-on-one effect on any player.
So they've both been great servants for the club, haven't they?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, and both been in successful periods for the club. Both I found to be very professional and willing and wanting to work this year and help the younger players and obviously get results, which is the main thing. So that, regardless, what they've done at this club is very well received from our end.
United, you played them twice this year. Lost 4-0 on the opening day, but then Sammy hitting the post was the turning point, and obviously Rashford's free kick was amazing in the League Cup side. Monday night, I mean, are you looking to try and sort of make sure you secure fourth place for Liverpool?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the two games we played against them, the 4-0, I think is probably good for us. I don't like to reference back too far with the players, but I think the goals we conceded, firstly, are goals we shouldn't and don't want to concede. Secondly, are quite Manchester United goals, I think, and we have to be aware of the threat of James and Martial. I know Rashford's not there, but the threat of him behind and pace that they have, which caught us out a couple of times. The game in the Cup, I think we changed a lot of players, and I thought we played pretty well. Unlucky to lose the game. So those games are done, and we just had this game in front of us. It is what it is. It's a chance to open up a further gap and against a rival, and we have to try and take it.
Valentine's Day today, you're going to have a nice special night?
Yeah. Do you want the details? The finer details. It looked like something about Wolves against Leicester, and maybe a nice takeaway, and then probably Love Island on ITV +1.
Okay, I'll just spoil that. And one last one, which I've been asked to ask all managers, so I hope you don't mind. It's not football related, it's boxing. Tyson Fury next week in action against Deontay Wilder. Can you just tell us who you think will win and why?
Tyson Fury. I'm a big fan. He's a showman. I love listening to him. I love his career and the difficult path at times he's had, and yeah, I want him to win, pure and simple.
Okay, Sammy and then Joe.
Frank, next year African Cup of Nations is going to be held in January to February. Is bringing Hakim Ziyech, is any think about losing him next season for 1 month featured in you bringing him on or not?
Well, I'm aware of it, but I obviously didn't feature because we're bringing him to the club, and I see the bigger picture than that. I do think there's a bit of an issue with the cup being held in those months for how it affects the major leagues in Europe, but at the same time we're signing a player for the longer term vision and plan, and so I was aware of it, but it obviously didn't take effect.
On Man United game, you lost to them twice this season, Premier League and the League Cup. is it for you must not lose at this stage, especially with the record at Stamford Bridge is a bit wobbly for Chelsea?
It's a game we want to win, you know, and of course must not lose. I don't care how you put it. You never know an exact result, but particularly when you go up against a direct rival who have quality to beat you. You know, you can't control certain factors in a game, but you can control how you go into it, and the attitude and the desire that you go in to try and win the game. We'll show that, which we show all the time. I agree that at home this season we haven't got what we want, sometimes what we deserve, but we haven't got what we want. That's a fact. So now we have 3 big home games to try and show that and put that right at exactly the right time.
Okay, last question, Joe.
Just a little bit more on his age. He has quite a tough, interesting background actually away from football as well. Tough, heartwarming. Have you spoken to him, and what sort of personality attributes do you see from this that might help?
I have spoken to him, and I know the story that you're talking about. His upbringing and home life, and I don't want to talk about it too much because I haven't spoken to him directly on that stuff. But what I would say is that from the outside, when you see someone who's come through tough times, and maybe we all had them in different ways, but and conducts himself on the pitch and shows his level of professionalism and quality on the pitch, then that, for me, that feels good. And if there's a winner there that wants to win and is angry when they lose and wants to play every week, then that feels good too. And I can only comment on that when he actually becomes a player here and a teammate of the lads, and to work with him. But I'm excited to.
And just on a more sort of fun level, he's an unusual player. What kind of players, perhaps in Premier League, would you compare him to?
That's dangerous ground. That's dangerous ground. I don't want to. I think he's, when I say unique, I think he has an incredible left foot. We know that, and he has an elegance about him and can find a pass. I don't want to start comparing him because that's an easy headline that will sort of take the story that way. But I see a player that hopefully can have a big imprint on the Premier League and our team. And I mentioned it earlier. We at times have struggled to have the finishing touch, and hopefully he can be a part of that puzzle.
Okay, cameras off, please.